Clearly I was having a good time backstage, and you're going to get some more vibes like that tonight because we have a very special guest tonight. I'm so excited to bring them on. But before we get started, I hope that you are excited for tonight's show. If you're a returning guest, welcome back. If you are brand new to this show, this is STEMbassy. And it comes from STEMbassy, right? We are a place that supports STEM. We advocate for voices in STEM, and we bring on STEM ambassadors to come on to our show, STEMbassy, to talk about their STEM journeys. We talk about current events, hot topics. We play games. It's just a good time, good vibes, positive energy, and that is especially needed right now in this culture and climate that we have. So come join us. Let's talk about science, tech, engineering, and math together and have a good time, all right? I am Raven Baxter, also known as Raven the Science Maven on the internet, and I am a molecular biologist and science communicator. I am working hard to progress science culture and create spaces that are inclusive, educational, and real. And I created STEMbassy to get you to connect with some powerhouses in STEM and bridge the gap between science and the public. So without any further delay, I want to bring on our guests one by one so they can introduce themselves. And then last but not least, we're going to bring on our guest of the week. I promise you, you will not want to miss this. So hang tight, okay? And we will get them on as well. So who do I want to hear from first? I think I want to hear from Jay. Hey, Jay.
Hello, beautiful people. So my name is Jay. I'm a UX researcher, and I am super passionate about AI, more so voice technology and voice recognition. I'm also an international psychology graduate student, and I am super excited for tonight. We have a really good show for you.
Yes, you're absolutely right. So let's bring on Amanda.
Hi! Hello, everyone. I am Amanda. I am a first-year PhD student at the University of California, San Diego. I am super interested in biology and space and how these things might intersect in interesting ways. I am so happy to be here tonight. We're going to have a great show. Happy Sunday, y'all.
Yay, happy Sunday. All right, Chanel, come on out.
Hey everybody, it's me, Chanel, also known as the Public Health Bae. I'm a cell biologist with a doctorate in, you guessed it, public health. I presently work in human health and toxicology, but from time to time, you'll see me put on my public health hat just like this, and you know what time it is. It's time to give you some insight on how some of our STEM topics have croached upon or touched upon or relate to cultural competency, health education, and health literacy.
We love it. And make sure that you stay tuned for our public health hat segment. You can hear Chanel's special points that she has to make for this week that you need to know. Okay, you absolutely must hear and know these things. So if you feel like leaving, you absolutely must stay at least until you get to Chanel's public health hat. Okay, all right. And Ariana, you out there?
Hi, I'm Ariana, also known as Ari the Ecologist on the internet. I am a wildlife biologist finishing up my master's in wildlife ecology, studying bobcats in New Jersey. Also, part of our STEMbassy team is our amazing producer, December. So if you hear us talking to her in the background, just know that she's working hard to keep our stream running smooth. And while we're talking about streams running smooth, on the East Coast, we have a line of storms coming through kind of nearby where Chanel and I are. So if we have iffy connections, just know that that is why. And so without further ado, make sure you follow STEMbassy on Twitter and Instagram at STEMbassy, on Facebook as The STEMbassy, and you can find links to all these platforms at our website, stembassy.org. And don't forget to join us on Patreon at patreon.com/STEMbassy.
Thank you, Ariana. Okay, so we're all like just shaking around with excitement. We can't sit still because we're just so excited about our guests. Okay, this week we're joined by a very special STEM ambassador. He's an engineer, educator, and entrepreneur. Okay, we got a triple threat up in here tonight. Get ready. They're based in Raleigh, North Carolina. His technical experience includes 8+ years of research at NASA, Marshall Space Flight Center, and he currently works as an adjunct professor and bridge design engineer at Simpson Engineers and Associates in Cary, North Carolina. As a grad student at NC State University, he founded STEM Media Incorporated in 2012. STEM Media is a digital media company that provides educational and inspirational content to empower young professionals in STEM. People of the world, I bring to you, to welcome to STEMbassy, Dr. Nehemiah Mabry.
Hey, my people, I see you, Jay, Amanda. We in here.
Yes, welcome.
We in here. I'm happy to be here. Listen, I just want to tell you, Raven, that is a nice shirt you got on. I'm like, man, I wonder where she got that from. That is pretty nice.
Exclusive STEM media gear here. Just a quick note. Nehemiah, Dr. Mabry, well, how would you like for us to address you tonight, sir?
You can call me Nee. How about call me Nee? That's pretty neat. Dr. Nee, that's all. It's all good.
Well, Nee connected with me, I want to say, earlier this year on some, just pure, like, I'm about my stuff. I see you're about your stuff too. Like, let's connect. And it's been a very positive relationship ever since. And I've seen him make major impacts, with his platform. And it's been a real honor to just see how much you've grown and how many people are connecting with your brand and the spaces that you're creating, especially for marginalized populations in STEM. Is really important what you're doing. And like, I've been rooting for you as soon as I found out about you. So, I'm excited to rep this gear.
You already know. Hey, real recognize real, Raven. And so everything you just said about me, I echo right back to you. And real recognize real, which is why I'm so happy to be on the STEMbassy, because I must be doing something right, to come up with this stuff. Something's got to be going right in my neck of the woods. So thank y'all for having me so much. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. We, we don't just invite anybody on here, though.
I know that's right.
I'm playing, but that means we love you and what you're doing.
Thank you.
Nothing but the best on STEMbassy, and you certainly are one of the best.
Thank you very much.
So I mean, let's get this started. I'm so excited.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Okay, so first of all, I just want to say, every week we try to get a charity and back up a charity that the guest, wants to support. We think that's super important to give back to the communities and, support each other. So this week, we are highlighting St. Jude's Research Children's Hospital, chosen by our guest here. The Research Hospital's mission is to advance cures, means of prevention, and pediatric catastrophe diseases through research and treatment consistent with the vision of their founder. No child is denied treatment based on race, religion, or family's ability to pay. Unlike other hospitals, the majority of their funding comes from individual contributions, and thanks to generous donors, families never receive a bill from St. Jude. So we encourage you to visit stjude.org and donate through their website if you are able to. And this charity was chosen by our guest. Is there anything you want to add? Is there a specific reason you chose St. Jude's over?
Yeah, just to emphasize, you said that no family receives a bill. I think that's an amazing thing. You got kids that are battling cancer, and they go there and they receive top-notch treatment, and then they don't have to pay for it. Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? But that's an amazing thing. And I was able to connect with St. Jude recently, probably a couple of months ago, because they started, you all probably be happy to know this, they started what they call the EPIC Challenge, which is a project-based STEM challenge that they're doing for all of their children there at St. Jude. And so they reached out and they're doing like these project-based learning opportunities for the patients there. And I think it's cool because not only is it introducing them to STEM, which we all love, right? But it's also giving them, I think hope in a certain way, to let them know that they can imagine solutions to problems, that yet there's still a world that they have something to contribute to. And so that's why I wanted to mention St. Jude. I thought that's an awesome initiative.
I love it.
Thank you so much for sharing that cause with us. And so let's get into some more good stuff. Okay, you ready?
Good stuff. Let's go.
All right. Okay. So we are going to play a little bit of an icebreaker game. We would love to get to know you more. And I am sure that the folks at home would also love to get to know you more. It's many of the people's first time maybe even hearing about you, but they're going to learn tonight. Okay, y'all going to learn tonight. So here's our icebreaker. I'm going to ask the first question, and then our other hosts are going to take over. But first question, what is the best piece of advice you were ever given?
Ooh, that's a really good question. The best piece of advice. I've been given a lot of good advice. You know, I pick up advice from other things. I'm watching movies sometime, and I'm like, oh, that was a deep line. Let me put that in my phone real quick. But I think one of the best pieces of advice that I ever gotten was do not allow yourself to be paralyzed by the opinions of others. Mm. And that's so profound. It's something that almost cliche, but it's easier said than done. Like it's so many people that are letting like 90, 95, 99% of their dreams and potential go to waste because they're worried about what is she going to say? Or what is he going to say? And so like, I think that's the best advice, and I'm still doing my best to live up to it, Raven. So that's a good question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a great piece of advice.
That's
okay,
awesome.
I'm going to ask you another question later, but I'm going to come back to that. So the next question is, if you...
It must be a funny question. I'm ready.
It was, because I was going to read another one, but then I saw this one, like, okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, right. So if you could be a kitchen appliance, which one would you be and why?
Man, that is a difficult question. A kitchen appliance.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. You got your knives, you got your blenders, you got your spoons, your fork. I probably would be. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go with it because this was sticking. Can opener, right?
Okay.
Right, because the can opener has the ability to stick to something. You feel me? Stay with me. You stick to something, got the magnet on there, you go on there, right? Yep. That means consistency, right? Ooh. And so it begins to turn, right? Things turn, things change, but it's still consistent, right? Mm-hmm. And over time, as things turn and it is consistent, it eventually opens the door to what it was meant for it. So I'm gonna be a can opener. You know what I mean? Like, drop something here.
We here for a sermon. Happy Sunday, y'all.
Yeah, so we're gonna go can opener.
That's such a deep response.
That is. Look, I am here for that. Look,
come on.
Philosophy.
Oh, thank you, Robin.
I was just gonna go with I want to be a refrigerator because I like to keep things cool, but you get all deep on us.
Hey, that's pretty cool though. That's pretty cool, Ari. I gotta go with that too. I like that.
Nothing wrong with that.
My dad jokes. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, shoot. I mean,
toaster branding.
I cannot come up, but
why?
I don't know.
Toaster because she makes it hot.
Hey.
Well, Jay, I just want to say real quick. Did you peep the vocal inflection I put into the point? You know, because I know you study all that, right? So I was trying to give you a little bit of inflection in my explanation.
I was hanging on every word.
Right. I appreciate that.
I was like, which appliance? Like,
I was like, I'm gonna go good. Raven's looking at me. I'm like, I'm in my phone. She wants to know. She wants to know.
Okay, shoot. Okay. Wait, does anybody else? Spatula or strainer? Okay.
I like to make it hot. LOL.
That's funny, Brandy. I can think of spatula or strainer, like being able to take all of the mess out of your life, you know, and keep what you want.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Okay. Right. Not everything's meant to stick. Some things need to go ahead and pass through. You know what I mean?
We gotta filter out.
Hey, there we go.
Look. Boom. Okay, this is gonna be a deep night, and I'm with that. Let's go to the next question.
I think I want to ask this because I have a special reveal.
Oh, okay. It's time.
It's time. The question is, what is your current cell phone wallpaper? And I asked that because
Raven, this is not an announcement.
I am now.
Tima, you better swipe those notifications off real fast.
Can you please put it back? Because I think I have a young tear coming. Hold on. Can you put
young tear? She got a young tear.
I got
iPhone. I love.
Just letting y'all know.
No, Jillian. Jillian, do not encourage this. Jillian, no.
Okay, listen. On STEMbassy, we'll let everybody talk. Go ahead, Raven. Go ahead. You talk about your iPhone. Go ahead.
I just want we don't have to have a conversation. You know, I'm here to ask questions because y'all know, I'm popping now, so I can sign autographs.
I like the fact that you have an iPhone.
It's actually.
No, just leave it at that. It's fine.
We'll talk about this later. The question is about my wallpaper. I don't have a special wallpaper. But
me neither. Go ahead, Raven.
Oh, okay. Well, what is your current cell phone wallpaper? Everybody?
What is mine? Oh, you know what? I have a wallpaper that says sometimes you don't get what you want because you deserve better.
Oh, that's nice.
All right, come on now.
We like
Come
that.
through. She keeping it deep. She keeping it deep.
Be nice.
Mine
Mine
is-
got an iPhone. Ooh,
Mine is
I
a
like
witch from Halloween. It's like leftover from Halloween. I haven't gotten like a Christmas wallpaper yet. We'll get there.
that.
That's nice. That's nice artwork though, Amanda. I like it. That's
It wasn't.
nice.
It's not mine. It's from Tasha MS on Twitter.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes, you know, give the artists their credit where due.
Space.
There you go.
Ooh.
Oh, I love a space theme. Night sky. Did you guys see the SpaceX launch? I think
Did it go well?
I think so. They out there. My friend has an experiment on there.
They out there.
Ooh, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Oh,
everyone
that's-
did a little watch party. I was a mess today, so I didn't get to go, but I'm very excited for them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, that's pretty dope.
What's your
Chanel,
wallpaper?
I gotta say, Chanel, if your wallpaper is anything like your T-shirt, then I have to also say, man, that is amazing as well. So shout out
What
to you
it
with the
is?
T-shirt.
So
Y'all
I have
worked
the
it out.
OG STEM media t-shirt. That's what he's trying to say. I
Oh.
have the OG t-shirt. STEM
Yeah.
media. So is that gonna lead us into vlog? Well, look, so my wallpaper is actually not a wallpaper theme. My dad passed a few years ago, and so my wallpaper is actually a picture of one of the last photos that we took together, and it's a picture of he's giving me a piggyback ride. I was like in college, and I come from college, and I asked for a piggyback ride, and it's me on his back in college, like a grown up in college on his back.
I love it.
That's so sweet.
I
Oh,
love it. Oh,
Yeah.
thank
I'm gonna do the same thing. Chanel, shout out, great man. I'm gonna do the same thing as
Of
long as
course,
I can
all the
walk around.
time.
Yeah.
All the time. They could be hanging all over you. I remember, like,
Hey,
if he would go like this, I could hang from his arm and swing like that. It was just,
wow,
Yeah.
wow.
See, you don't forget those memories. I love it.
no, you don't. Even as a as an adult, as a grown up, and so that's
Mhm.
it's yeah.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah.
Back to the t-shirt though. Is that a good segue for Vlogmas?
Oh,
Is
I
that a
was.
good segue for Vlogmas?
Yeah, I know we got a pending announcement in a little bit. You gonna set it up? Go ahead. The Vlogmas that you were part of. You and I connected. We got a little history, right? Like a little bit of
We go way back.
way back.
Okay.
In social media
back.
time, like I mean, decades of social media time.
It was
In
social media
timeline time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes, because everything is faster in social media. So technically, we don't have to forever. Technically, because
Right,
it's social media.
right. Technically. So
Yeah.
in 2017,
17.
STEM media, like one of the first things, you guys know the space. It's always great to collaborate with other creatives, STEM creatives, people who are doing it their way and not necessarily looking all traditional with it. And so we launched this thing called STEM Media, the STEM Creative Vlogmas Challenge. And so we connected with a lot of other STEM creatives. And it was like, hey, every day in December, you need to vlog and make a new piece of content. And it just so happened that Dr. Chanel, who wasn't a PhD yet, you were still in the process.
I was still in the process.
You were still in the process. Yes. Participated in that challenge. And so every day I would see, oh, look at No Other Little Scientist, which is what her username was at the time, posting videos. And so we connected. And those who stuck the whole time got the t-shirt, got the first run of the t-shirt that she's wearing right now. So shout out to you for still having it, because I don't even know if I still have that t-shirt. So collector's item.
So quick, we're gonna play a game. You ready for a quick game?
I'm ready. Let's go.
This is a rapid answer question.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Is Vlogmas happening again this year? Because it's next month.
Oh, we're gonna work.
Oh,
If you're down, I'm down, Chanel. If you're down,
I'm
Chanel.
down.
All right, y'all down, Amanda?
Let's do it.
Jay,
I'll do it.
every
We're
day.
good.
We're talking about 31 videos back to back.
So you know what that means, right?
Okay, but like I'm only in lab for so many
You
days.
have to tell them what their requirements are, what they got to do.
Right. All
Write it
right.
down.
So we're gonna stay tuned. We're gonna get like a prompt for every day, right?
Okay.
And it's all STEM related. You're gonna answer a question one day, show something that that reminds you of your why another day, all that kind of stuff. We're gonna get it together. Started December 1st. So shout out to the people in the audience. If you want to do it, stay tuned.
It's open to everybody.
I will do
You're
it.
STEM.
Everybody.
Come and join us.
Everybody.
Every letter.
Okay.
The S, the T, the E,
Yes.
and the M.
I will do it.
Okay.
All the letters.
Rapid answer. So I'm going to ask a question. I will start it off with my answer. I'm going to give you two options. You have to pick one of the two. Okay. And then we're going to pass it on. So it's going to be me,
Okay.
and then Nee, then Amanda, then Ariana, then Chanel, then Jay, and then I'll ask another question. Okay, so we're ready. Gonna be quick.
So
It's rapid. All right.
Okay.
Let's go.
What do you prefer, breakfast or dinner? I say dinner.
I'm gonna go breakfast.
Breakfast.
Breakfast, but at dinner.
Same. Breakfast at dinner.
Dinner.
Pool or beach? Beach.
Beach all day.
Beach.
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 My own pool.
No.
They had to do it. She had to do it. She had to do it.
She had to be different.
Books or film? I would say books.
I like film, media. I like the media.
I'm going books.
Books.
Film.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. Didn't leave me hanging. That's all I want.
Okay, mornings or nights? I say morning. Morning.
That's a long,
You don't sound committed.
that was a long morning.
Good time with that one.
I'm committed.
I know that was a long morning.
Okay,
Aspirationally,
night.
I'm going mornings again. Aspirationally, I'm going mornings too.
Mhm.
Nights.
Ooh,
Nice.
I'm a moon child.
okay.
I'm a moon.
Morning.
We got night on the bottom, morning on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Summer, winter, fall, or spring? I'm going to say summer.
Okay.
Okay.
Spring.
Spring.
Fall. I love fall.
Summer. Summer.
Because I have the cutest clothes.
Oh, right.
You got this little
High grade
long
summer.
sleeve. You got it.
In the
We're talking about
summertime, you
high-grade
all the
summer.
fruits.
No, I don't.
Mhm.
I don't
Cat?
have any shorts.
Cats, dogs, or other?
Ooh.
Cats.
Other is anything else. Okay. Other.
Wait, can you say what the other is? I feel like that's too vague.
I know. You know, to be honest with you, I
As
just
a
went
pet.
probability. I was like, I
As
know
a
there's something
pet.
else I like better than those two. So I just went the other.
Y'all can't
I
have
got
y'all
this,
look at cat lady.
Man, this is tough. I'm just gonna. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm just stuck. I'm buffering right now.
There's a
help me.
storm coming through. I don't.
Turtle.
Turtle. He said turtle.
Okay, I'm going with dogs.
Cats. I mean, I study cats.
I have to say cat and other because I have both.
You do.
But which is your favorite? Pick a child.
The child, I'm gonna say Abu because he doesn't
I'm
have.
gonna say you say a boo.
Yeah,
Snake.
he doesn't have attitude.
What is a boo? What is a boo?
Snake.
Oh, Abu is a snake.
Yeah,
he's a
okay.
python. Mhm.
All right.
Nice dog.
Tell him I said hey. I don't know if we ever meet, but tell him I
I'll
said
tell
what up.
you after.
Okay.
No, wait. I didn't hear Chanel's answer. Did you say cats?
Yes, cat.
Okay.
I've had other pets too. A vast variety of pets. Reptiles and non-reptiles and mammals, but I'm a cat person.
Awesome. I'm sorry. I missed your response and I wanted to know.
Amphibians.
Yes.
I've had amphibians too. Amphibians too. Yeah.
Come through, Austin. I see you.
Okay, boom. So sweet or savory? I say savory.
Girl, you better decide.
No, we can't get spicy in it, like spicy over everything. Just to be honest with you, but I'm
Ooh.
gonna say
True. I'm going sweet.
Salty.
Everyone's just like, I'm gonna pick my own flavor.
I know, right? Putting others where there are no
I
others.
guess that fits
I'm
in
gonna
the
go with
savory.
savory. I'm gonna go with savory, but I'm with the spice too. I actually made some
There you
jerk
go.
salmon for my meal breakfast week.
Ooh, sure.
Mm.
And it's jerked. It's good too, and it's spicy.
I believe it. I believe it.
Dang, I hate y'all. Shoot, I need to come visit you. I would say soup, but I really like pasta, so I'm gonna say savory.
And there it is. Okay, we got two more.
Oh,
Cheese, pepperoni, or no pizza?
Who picks no pizza? I would like to know.
yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go cheese.
I gotta go cheese.
Pepperoni.
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 Cheese. I don't like cheese.
Thank you.
Split again.
Thank
Really
you.
can. Split the
All right,
soup.
last one. Coffee, tea, or neither? I said coffee. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I gotta go tea, sweet tea. I'm from the South. I mean,
Okay, you seen the conversation
Come on,
last
man.
week.
Lee.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that. I saw y'all. I was yelling at the screen. I was like, "What are y'all talking about?"
Thank you. All I'm gonna say is
Thank you, Nee.
That's all I'm gonna say is thank you.
Raven lost everybody. Like, what is this? They made a meme out of Jay. They
I saw. Yo, he was quick with it too. He had the reaction. Like, it's all meta. He had a meta reaction of Jay in the middle of the string. I was like, "Whoa, that's good right there."
He got me.
Y'all cannot get on me about this because I'm literally nowhere near the South. Like as far north as you can go. Okay.
But even
That's true.
and Ari said they're not. Well, you're from the South, Ari.
I am from the South.
That's right.
Yeah. And
So
I
it's
do
like
like
my culture drinking the diabetes water, okay?
But you said Coke. Did you say
that's carbonated
Okay.
water, ma'am?
that?
No, it took me out because
Carbonated
Jay was like, you could go some hoods in the South and get northern tea. I was like, northern tea? That's a thing, but you was talking about non-sweetened tea. I was like, oh, okay. y'all tripped me out. I didn't know it was so complex, but yo, just give me sweet tea. If we anywhere down here, I think I'll be good.
Yeah.
Our producer backstage, by the way, said they pick no pizza. So
No pizza.
Wait, but the caveat is our producer is vegan, and vegan pizza is no bueno.
Okay.
yeah.
So my wife is vegan actually as well. Shout out to my wife if she's watching. Shout out to my wife. She's vegan as well. And so yeah. Sometimes it's it doesn't quite taste like pizza, to be honest with you. But it's not. Sometimes it's still good. A good food.
This is
different.
Pizza.
I don't know why I sound so forced, but okay.
What's that
No,
like?
because you know what it is like.
Vegan?
Also, so I'm actually vegetarian. Just to go ahead and like expose. Yeah, I'm actually vegetarian. So I'm vegetarian. That's why I did cheese. That's why I did cheese over pepperoni because I don't eat pepperoni. So I'm vegetarian. My wife is vegan. So it isn't that much of a discrepancy. But I definitely, cheese is kind of hard to give up. I'm like, cheese though. And my wife, if she knows to shout at her, she'll be like, yeah, does this taste like real cheese, the vegan cheese? And I'll be like, nah, I don't. But it's good though. So shout out to my wife. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. When she makes her homemade mac and cheese.
Wow. Yes.
That's
Love it.
Yeah.
What a fun game. Like, thanks for everybody for using your imagination and just stretching the brain to all these possibilities, you know what I'm saying? Ask you some hard questions. Whew, made y'all sweat a little bit.
Okay.
Now we're ready to get into the true Dr. Nehemiah Mabry. Okay, we really finna get to know you.
Yeah.
So like you're into a lot of different things. Like I definitely don't want to be like, tell us about yourself, but like I definitely want people to know, you know, before we start talking about the things that you're doing today, because we definitely have questions about, you know, your STEM Success Summit and your streaming platform and all of that. But like, can you bring us up to the point where you started all of these initiatives? Like, what was that journey like for you?
Yeah. So I think if anybody can understand where I'm coming from, Raven, it will be you for sure. You know, just having like tons of interest, tons of things that are creative, intellectual, technical, you know, all that really come together. And so just going on my childhood a little bit, I used to be, you know, I did everything from improv acting. I used to be a director of an improv drama group. I taught myself, kind of learned hodgepodge how to play the bass guitar. I used to sing like in an a cappella singing group. I used to draw, make my own comics. I remember I wanted to be an inventor. I had like a junk drawer. You know that junk drawer everybody has growing up? We used to put everything in it. I always wanted to make something out of it. I'm talking about things I find around the house. So I had all this like stuff, right? And when I decided to go into engineering, it actually was something that I realized that I was interested as well, because engineers take like a lot of different math and science concepts, and we use it to solve problems, to create things that never was. And so that was really my beginning of getting into STEM. I found out in 11th grade I wanted to do engineering. And so this is what happened, right? I got into school and I still had parts of me that were still itching though. You know what I mean? Like I loved my classes. I understood the concept, but I'm like, I feel like I need to go do something else. And so that's where I went and joined the drama group or start going around the country. And so here's how STEM media started, though. Got my bachelor's at Oakwood University in Huntsville, Alabama, HBCU. Shout out to HBCUs out there. And then I went to the University of Alabama, Huntsville, got my master's degree in civil engineering. And then from there, I had an opportunity to get a NASA fellowship because I was already kind of doing research at NASA. Came here to North Carolina State University, and I was like a fish out of water in many ways. I still had the engineering, but I lost a lot of my friends and the people that I did a lot of the fun stuff with. Yeah. And so I remember like it was yesterday, Intel, y'all know Intel, they sponsored this big old engineering competition. And it was different though. It was like, create a video. It was like, create a video about why you chose engineering, what you're doing to stay with it. And I was like, oh, this is me. I'm about to make a Nike commercial. Like, let's go. Like, I'm about to make, like, this is about to be one of those sports commercials, you know. I'm about to make engineering look like going to the NBA, right? At least that's what I had in my head. And so I put out some of everything, right? I went back and got some of my old beats when I used to try to rap in college. I mean, I rap at high school. Okay. I went and got some of my skit improving ideas. I got my friend, followed me around campus. We made this nice little video, which you can't tell me that joint wasn't made by, you know, White and Kennedy. You can tell me it wasn't about to win Adweek award of the year or something. I promise you. And so we put it in. MTV actually was a sponsor of this competition as well with Intel. And so I remember getting a call from an MTV executive, and he was like, yo, did you make this? Like, are you really an engineer? It's like, 'cause we're trying to do this for engineers. I was like, yeah, no, I'm an engineer. He was like, what about beat? I was like, oh, yeah, you like that, John? It was fire, right? Like, yeah, that's when I was like in high school. We had a little click, whatever. He said, all right, cool. Well, honestly, all the other videos we got were like talking head videos. You don't know one that did like a storyline or whatever. And long story short, I ended up winning the National Grand Prize, and they played my video on MTV several times and at the school and Jumbotron, and it's like a national award. And that's when I was like, wait a minute, there is a place for me to bring all this other stuff into the world of STEM, into the world of engineering. And so I was off from there. Like, it wasn't traditional, it wasn't common. You know, a lot of my classmates, even my advisors, were like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? But I knew at that point that there was a place for my unique approach to STEM. And so that was it right there, Raven, to answer your question. That's what brought me to kind of the stuff I'm involved in now.
I love it. Like, I feel like you and I have the same goal of instilling that type of confidence in people coming up into the field, like making a space for them to be their unapologetic self and to try new ideas and to get out of the box and not follow this narrative that gets pushed on us as professionals, and just make it okay to be smart, but also be creative and also like new lanes, you know. And I definitely, I love that story. That is so cool. Like you get rewarded for doing stuff like that. And it's especially cool that a big brand like MTV and Intel, you know, did that. That's really dope.
Yeah. Fun fact though, when I talked about how I came to North Carolina State, guess where I almost went to get my PhD? UCSD, where Amanda is right now. Yes, I was almost going out West Coast because I had a professor in Alabama who had just came from there. And so I remember like when I was looking for places, because they have a really good structural engineering program at UCSD. And I asked, I was like, you think you can help me get in? But I missed a deadline already to apply, the application deadline. He put in the work for me, but they were like, nah, you missed the deadline. And I was like, okay. But yeah, shout out to you. And also shout out to you, because I hear you're a person that's interested in like trying to find intersection between biology and space. And to your point, Raven, it's all about the intersections, right? It's all about the intersections. You don't have to necessarily fit into a box. So like really your unique intersections is what makes you a candidate for bringing something the world has yet to see. So I love it. I love it.
Oh, that's awesome. Right now. We gonna cry out here. We love words of affirmation.
Yes,
is up there. Okay.
For everybody. Wait, does everybody hear it? Like everybody
has an intersection. It's all different.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Crazy.
I mean, I know. I tell you, I've been watching the show. You know, you got the public health as well as the cell and molecular biology and Chanel. You know, I see what you're saying. And let me ask you this, Ari. When I heard about you, I was like, yo, there are, what was it, bobcats in New Jersey?
Yeah, there are.
I was like, what? When I think about New Jersey, I promise you, I never thought, talk about an intersection, right? Like wildlife in New Jersey, like I think inner city, concrete jungle, and then you're like, yeah, I'm up here trying to look at bobcats in New Jersey. I'm like, what, are they packing heat? Like, what are they doing? I promise you.
Wait.
But, hey, you're right. That's the intersection, though. That's the intersection.
But that seriously is like their problem, though, is New Jersey's so urbanized, you think cities and stuff. And so it's like,
Yes.
whoa, how do Bobcats deal with this?
Right. And then, of course, Jay got the, what is it? You're into AI and UX, right? Like, that's the future. It's like international psychology, right? Like, not just, so you could probably break down what's going on with the world right now, right? Like, you probably could tell us, make it simple for us.
Oh, you know what? No, I got.
Okay, I want to say, like you deserve a lot of money if you could really break down all we see going on right now.
I have to find a good approach because I don't use a lot of filters, and I don't know what the
the vibe.
Say, kind of.
We need some.
I think you should just be yourself.
There we go.
Here's the thing, though, Raven. Because you all have done that very well. However, when it comes to certain parts of engineering and psychology, trying to put them together, I'm going to be that like to block you on several things. So I have to figure that out. But that actually relates to my next question for you, Nee.
Okay.
So you do a lot of things, but you do a lot of motivation as well. I've seen all of your posts, and I'm like, okay, all right, thank you for the motivation and the affirmations. So when you talk about, intersection, like, why is that so important for you to not just encourage and push people towards, where they're trying to go, but why push the intersection? Why not just stay in your lane?
Yeah. That's a really good question. I think there are different ways to look at it, right? One of the ways I always like to say, there's a saying I say that says, there's something inspiring about inspiring. Actually, shout out to my wife. She put it on the little frame right there. That's my quote right there, right? That's the quote. Yeah. There's something inspiring about inspiring, right? So basically this notion of a symbiotic relationship. Like you water other people, you also being water. As you encourage other people to be themselves, you see that and you're like, yo, I'm going to be myself. It's reflective of what we see in nature, right? The carbon dioxide breathed out, going to the plants, and then they get the, it's like that's that symbiotic. So I truly believe, though, that like again, photosynthesis. Thank you for giving me the vocabulary word. Appreciate that, Chanel. I was like, it's something like that. But to your question, Jay, it's a matter of basically putting out what you want to get back, right? Because again, going back to earlier, we all at times sometimes are tempted to be like, let me just fall. Should I go back and do what people think should I do the regular type of deal? But I'm gonna encourage other people, right? And so when I get on the STEMbassy or when I see Raven drop a video, I'm like, oh, bet I'm about to go do this, right? And so then I can encourage myself based on what I just been able to also still put out. And so I think it's very important because, again, by being in that semiotic exchange, I think we can both kind of continue to grow together. Whoever is receiving it can also then put it back out. And so that's why I think it's important.
Okay. I like that answer.
I love it.
That's really
so
awesome.
We have something coming up at the end of this week. Do you want to talk a little bit about the Success Summit? Who Raven, might be dropping a little bar or two. I heard little birdie told me.
Yes, tell us about the STEM Success Summit, please.
The STEM Success Summit, yes. Nice segue. Matter of fact, I got on the t-shirt. This is what STEM success looks like. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? So we were just talking about being yourself, right? And so again, like if we're just all honest, when we were very young, like we didn't always see these various shades and various presentations of what it means to be someone who is both, intellectually intelligent, that was redundant, intellectually, advanced, as well as creative and embracing who they are. And so it's a matter of bringing the same type of information that's necessary to developing your career, to develop personally, to develop professionally, but through people who look like you and I that aren't necessarily kind of the old representations of what it meant to be a STEM success. And so we got over 20 different speakers bringing sessions on several areas of, personal, career, and professional development. We have some pretty big name keynotes coming. Tatiana Ali, who's a very big advocate for education in Black and Brown communities. Idris Sandhu, he was a partner to Nipsey Hussle, his tech partner. A lot of things that Nipsey was doing, innovative. And then, of course, we have some creative performances coming through as well. Like every time you see creative performances at a STEM conference, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brought to us by STEM creatives. One that you just may know by the name of Raven the Science Baby. Listen, I'm just excited because we got a great lineup. And get this, it's free. In? Oh, awesome. I was about to say it. Perfect.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, how can we,
$3.99. That's the price. I think you can afford that. I think everybody can afford the $3.99 price tag. STEMsuccesssummit.com. It's the easiest way. It'll direct you to the platform. We're using the platform for it. That's going to be awesome. I mean, we got some cool features in the platform as well. There's going to be like blind networking, right? You go into the networking room and you just be like, yo, let me meet somebody. If someone else is there, you get a chance to talk to them. We have a virtual expo where you're going to get to like stop by people's virtual booths. And you don't have to act like you're interested in pick up brochures that you're going to throw away either. It's going to be virtual. You can just kind of sit there. You can just listen, you just gonna see what they're about, right? So you got that. Of course, I told you about the sessions. We have more creative performances in addition to the Great Raven, and it's gonna be a good time. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, November 19th through 21st is the STEM Success Summit, second annual STEM Success Summit.
Ooh. I'm excited. My first virtual STEM, well, it was more so for design, but a virtual conference was this year. And this is what I'm so excited about yours, because for somebody, I masquerade like I'm outgoing. I'm not. Anyway, but it's really cool because it's not so much pressure where you have to go to each booth and talk to everybody. Right. It's you have that comfort of being behind the screen, and then when you're ready to talk to somebody, you can. But you meet so many cool people and from everywhere, and you network. So do not be afraid if you're an introvert like me. Go. Go.
It's your point. We were looking at the platform again, how you're live and in person, and you see a booth, you don't know if you want to go to it yet, but if you make eye contact with the person that's just sitting there, you're like, oh man, I guess I gotta go now. And by the time you get over there, you're like, I really didn't want to come over here. It's not even in my field. So virtually, you could do that. Virtually, you don't have to worry about that random oh snap, they want me to come over because people want to talk, and shout out to all of our reps and our representatives. So no disrespect to that, but it just gives you an opportunity to go about it in a slightly different way. It's a different experience when it's virtual, to your point, Jay. And so
it's more empowering, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
In a different way.
And we were ahead of the curve too. I wouldn't say completely ahead of the curve, but we did it last year before everyone started moving virtual. So this is really a second go round when everyone's not virtual. We got a little bit of, a little bit of experience on our belts.
Sorry. I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, you're fine. I just saw that we had a good question in the chat. I didn't know if you wanted to.
Before we do that, because that kind of switches topics, I have one more question about the summit. And I was curious whether enrollment increased this year, and what do you have a plan for one next year too?
Oh, listen, our goal is to do this and to continue to step it up each and every year. Last year we barely got over 1,000, which was phenomenal.
That's still a lot.
Right, it's a lot. Trust me. But we got over 1,000 literally the last night of the summit. Wow. So we went into the summit not quite out, but the last night, because people can always sign up. Just so you all know, if you lose it on your calendar, and you remember, still come in, sign up, participate. But we just got over it, right? We were still 1,000, maybe 8. So now, before we even started, we are already looking at close to 1,090 or something like that. So we've already passed where we were last year, and hopefully it continues to grow. And then next year, we're gonna have to bring the STEMbassy on and get a whole little performance to take us to the next tier. I know y'all can take us to the next tier.
I'm a good hype man, Raven.
Yes.
And that's
a lot of things. We got a lot of talents. Okay, let's not get distracted. Okay. Stay with it. Okay, hold on. We got Chanel. Oh, okay. So we have a great question in the chat. Are you ready? From Asama, who asked, what do you look for in mentors in terms of values, specialties, character, etc.? And how do you navigate the relationship to help you grow? And do you have a favorite? Love these questions.
Good question.
And I'll keep here just so in case.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, thanks. I was gonna I'll take the last part. I think but that's a good question. Asama, fantastic question. I have several mentors, so I don't think I can say I pick a favorite. Like honestly, I have a lot of different mentors. What I found that like each stage of my life, I've had somebody that's been very instrumental. Like when I decided to go get a PhD, it was a certain person. When I got into my program, it was a certain person. All that, right? But to answer your question, of course, you want someone who has similar values as yours, whether it be excellence, someone who believes in creativity, someone who believes in cultural responsibility. Those are different values that you want to definitely seek out. But I think it's really interesting. I think the best mentors are the ones who want to be your mentor, right? The people who naturally have an interest in you. Because check it out, like there are always people that he's like, yo, I would love for this person to be my mentor, and then you like really you getting all thirsty, and they're like, don't really, and there's no like doesn't mean they're a bad person. They just probably aren't in a position to where they have the natural inclination to pour into you as a good mentor would. But every now and then you find a person that just like sees you and like they take a liking in you and they have those tools that we talked about. Oh man, milk those. Like, do not let those go to waste. Don't be like, oh, I need to go get the person that's on the magazine cover and they really don't have the time for you. But you got somebody in your community who's like, yo, how you doing? Let's sit down. Those are the best mentors, the people who naturally want to help you. And those have been my best.
Agreed.
That's awesome.
Agreed.
Oh, Raven, you're muted.
Oh.
Happens to the best.
I was just saying, like, yes, people in the chat are agreeing. People who really have a genuine intention to launch you into the space that you can grow into is so important. I've never had a mentor. I've always wanted one. And like, I think now that I am where I am in my career, it might even be harder to find one. Like, but I'm hoping that one day I really do have somebody who like can help me get to wherever I'm meant to go, and it's a genuine relationship. So, if anybody's watching,
shoot your shot, Raven.
I'm looking.
Mentor single right now.
We need an app.
Yeah. I don't know. How do you shoot your shot? Like, can you shoot your shot?
A mentor? Yeah. I think you can shoot your shot. I've emailed a lot of people, and it's funny because they're like going back to NASA. So I had about 8+ years at NASA, and I had like different people who were like assigned to me as advisors. And every year, like I was really trying to like, all right, cool, take me under your wing, show me the ropes. First guy, it didn't work out. I did have a phenomenal woman professor from Mississippi State the second year, because I went back and I volunteered. So that was a shoot my shot right there. I just started emailing people that were there because I didn't have an official program. Like, hey, I want to come work in your lab. And the lady that responded, obviously responded because she was interested in having me on. So she was phenomenal. And so that kind of ended. And so from there, I went on, and this guy who was a physicist who was assigned to me. But then when I knew that he would be a good mentor was when he said, why don't you work year round? Because it was a summer program at that point. He was like, why don't you come on and do this thing year round with me, and to see how it goes. And I was like, oh, this guy's great. So great that when I got my PhD here in North Carolina, I'm talking about Huntsville, Alabama, this guy drove up there that day to watch me graduate and get my PhD, and then drove back to Alabama after we took a few pictures after the ceremony. And so, yeah, shout out to Dr. Curtis Banks. If he happens to see this, if he's a regular on the STEMbassy, yeah. So, but that came from me kept putting myself out there, right? Like it wasn't the first shot, it wasn't the second shot, but I just kept putting myself out there. And then when he came along, it was like, jackpot.
I have a question. So, do you where do you see I'm trying to figure out my question. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Throughout my STEM experience, a lot of times my mentors have come from just like the itty bitty level up. It's like I'm a master's student, and then I've had a PhD kind of like help explain like the ropes and stuff about like what they learned. Like when I was an undergrad as a sophomore, I had a junior who kind of knew what was going on, tell me what the scopes were. So it wasn't like I necessarily had like the director of so and so take me under their wing or anything.
Yes.
So do you have any hints or techniques about like trying to maybe do peer mentorship? Like, what are your thoughts on that? I guess.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When I think about that, of course, my mind automatically goes to that's the reason why we do what we do, even though we have still places that we're trying to get to, right? Because no matter where you are in the process, there's always someone that could benefit from the knowledge and insight that you have right now. Right. So that's one of the first things that come to my mind. The other thing that comes to my mind too is, again, like not overlooking the fact that there may be someone who you see as a peer that can serve as a mentor in certain areas of your life. You know what I mean? Like you may be the exact same age as this person, but they may have kids and you don't have kids. So now they can kind of like help you, or they may be, in a successful relationship or whatever, right? Or they may be able to, like I remember just very little bit, like when I was doing my PhD program. Shout out to Amanda and the students I know, Raven is soon to be doctor, right? Like I just remember like it was like peers who had done presentations before I had done certain presentations, and they would just mentor me and be like, just read some more literature. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna be able to like pull from some of the literature you read, and it's gonna help add meat to your presentation. And I could look at this dude and be like, all right, whatever, man, we both in the same thing. But I took that in. I was like, yo, that's going to help me. So I did that advice. And so I think that takes a level of I guess humility is the word, or maybe another way of saying it. But I agree with you, Ari. That is an extremely important thing, not only to receive, but also to give as a peer.
Man, you articulated that way better. I was stumbling all over my words, and you
you set it up
and ran with it, and I love it.
You threw it out of you. I just grabbed it and dunked it. You threw it out of you.
We have so many good questions in the chat. I want to be mindful of time, so can we answer this one and then move on to the next part of STEMbassy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you openly acknowledge those people as mentors?
Are we talking about peer mentors? I think so. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. So.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Nope.
I don't know. How should I answer it? About peer mentors or just?
You could do it for everybody. Do it for
just do it for everybody. All right. So peer mentors. I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes you don't realize that someone is your peer as a peer mentor until like later on. You're like, yo, they actually helped me get through that situation. So. Sometimes I don't, and like even that story I just told you, and so no, not all the time, but once you realize it, it's good to give the person just their just due, whether you want to say the word mentor or not. It's nice to go and say, yo, you really helped me all that time. Thank you so much for that advice. But just to go back full circle, St. Jude, who has this STEM Epic Challenge thing going on, asked me to do a video for them, right? For their campaign. It's on their STEM mentoring webpage. And I was able to, for the first time, publicly acknowledge Dr. Curtis Banks, who I just told y'all about, as my mentor. So right now on their page, I was able to just kind of put it out there. I posted it on Facebook. He saw it. All ages are on Facebook. So he saw it. He posted it on. He was just like, thank you, man. But that was great. I felt good to be able to say, hey, man, you are a big part of the reason why I'm called Dr. Mabry today. So, yes, I was able to openly acknowledge him. And that's cool that it ties in what we kind of already talked about, too. So, good question.
I love
That's
it.
awesome. I know for me personally, in at least like acknowledging colleagues and stuff, I like to like personally acknowledge them, but also if I have like an opportunity, like in my acknowledgement sections of a thesis I'm currently writing, there's going to be a whole lot of colleagues in there that I'm going to be like, man, you helped me. And like, I didn't know this process. I didn't know I needed to fill out this form that was due like in a month, and you got my back on that. And yeah.
That's good.
Okay. Well, I think we are 55 minutes already in. So we are going to swift and do switch gears a little bit and do some of our regularly scheduled segments. We're going to do our highlight segment, and then we're going to be followed by Public Health Hat with Dr. Chanel. So first, each week we will be highlighting people who are embodying STEM ambassador energy through science communication. And so this week, STEMbassy is highlighting Lydia Jennings. She is I'm hoping I pronounce these correctly. I've been practicing them, but I'm probably going to butcher it anyways. She is a Villarrica and Yoeme Soil Science PhD candidate at the University of Arizona, investigating microbial indicators for the evaluation of mine waste reclamation. And beyond her dissertation research, she's also pursuing research in American Indian policy on mining laws on federal lands to which tribes have ancestral claims. You can follow her on Twitter at OneNativeSoilNerd and on Instagram at LLCoolJennings. And this past week, she submitted her dissertation to her committee. And so we'd like to wish her the best on her defense in a couple of weeks and wish her congratulations on this big accomplishment and step forward as she's almost ready to get her PhD. So that's exciting.
Hey, congratulations, Lydia, soon to be doctor.
Yes, LL Cool Jennings. I love it.
Yes.
You did a good job, Ari.
Thanks. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Please feel free to correct my pronunciation. I'm always happy to learn and try my best. Yeah. So
Lydia,
I'm going to pass it. Well, Chanel is having connection issues.
Oh,
But
she's here, and I think it's
that.
time for the public health hat. It's time for the public
Okay,
health hat.
so
Time for the public health hat.
you guys are so ridiculous. So look, here's the thing. Everybody knows that it's public health time, and I'm going to preface it with this. I'm going to try to go really, really fast. I'm so sorry I'm talking too fast, but there's a storm coming through my state right now, and the wind is knocking everything loose, including my internet connection. So I try to be really speedy about this. Ready, set, go. So earlier this week, Johns Hopkins Public Health released new numbers for COVID. 184,514 cases in a single day was what was announced on Thursday. I'm sorry, the 13th of this week. That number is double the amount of the peak infection rate we had this past summer. Now, what that means is the numbers are not getting any lower. They're getting higher, which means we need to do better at protecting ourselves and other people. Wear your mask, stay inside, social distance when you have to go outside, 6 feet apart. In Maryland, we have new mandates. So if you are a Marylander, a person who lives in Maryland, the governor has said if you are 5 years old or older, you have to wear a mask. So no more kids walking around with no mask. Everybody needs to wear one because we need to protect ourselves and other people. In addition to that, there's other restrictions. We are not supposed to leave the state. The numbers are getting way, way too high. Don't leave the state unless it is for, I'm using my air quotes here, unless it is for essential purposes only. If you need to leave the state for essential purposes, then that's quite all right. Protect yourself and others, wear a mask, take precautions. If you leave the state and need to come back, or if you are new and coming into the state, you must be COVID tested 72 hours before you can enter the state. And you must quarantine for those 72 hours until you get your results back, okay? So no coming in and out the state because the numbers are just way too high, okay? Now, last week, Asama asked me a certain question about what can you do to stay inside because people are getting bored, right? And I said that I was going to do my very best to give you all some ideas that you can do with your friends or your family to stay safe inside, COVID-free. One of them is this game called Among Us. I had never played it before ever until last week. And so I played it actually with 9 other people. So we were able to be in our own houses separately. We were on Zoom and we had a Zoom party, but we were playing Among Us together. So you can have family do this, you can have friends do this, and you don't need to be in the same room. That's one way to stay COVID-free and not bored inside the house. So you're not in the house bored and you're in the house bored. You can be in the house playing things like Among Us. The other thing you can do if you go on a couples night is, remember back in high school when you couldn't leave the house too late or you're being by a certain time and you would stay on the phone with your significant other all night long and you would do silly things like watch a movie together, like they're in their house and you're in your house but y'all are on the phone watching a movie, things like that. Do something like that. Another cool idea for couples night, have a date night. Order your significant other, if you don't live together, order your significant other a dinner or their favorite dinner, have it delivered to their house, right? So now they pick a meal out for you. You picking out one for them, and now you all are on Zoom and having a date night. You can light your candles, you can have your champagne or your wine and your nice meal. You can just go ahead and get everything on and popping via Zoom. You still get your date night, you still have some fun, and you are COVID free. So I give you 2 things to do: one for family and friends, and one for you and your boo. Okay, public health hat.
I love it.
That's awesome. I just saw a question pop up in the chat about where someone can find Among Us. It is not a digital game in Zoom. It's outside of the platform. You can download it on your phone through whatever app store you have on your platform. You can also download it to play on your computer through, I use Steam. I don't know if another gaming platform has it available, but you can also play it on your computer if you have a setup with like a pair of headphones with that you could listen to the music or like talk with your friends through too. So
Yay! Thank you so much, Chanel, for those suggestions. Y'all stay up in your house and mind your business, okay? All right, that's what we need to do.
And you see how Mike cut out on that part? Because it was important. See?
Exactly.
it knew. Your internet knew that this information was important.
Yeah.
It knew the message had to be delivered to the people. Stay safe.
Why does it have to be like a mandate for us to tell people that children or anybody above 5 years of age should wear masks? I don't understand how.
Well, because the numbers keep going up, and the really funny part, I'm making a really good point. Why is it mandatory to tell somebody you need to wear a mask? Well, I'll use my state as an example.
No,
they've been up to 3 and made more and let more people go out, right? So we have to level 3. We're able to go outside, and the numbers start spiking again. So folks go outside and they think like, oh, it's okay under the mask. Yes, you still need your mask, and now the numbers are going high again. So, and they're sitting like this far apart, you know, breathing and drinking each other's faces. It's like,
swapping air.
No, put your mask on. You can be outside, but put your mask on.
Right.
So that's why. That's why.
Well, it's sad to say, but it's almost time to go. Dr. Nehemiah Mabry, also known as Nee. Thank you so much for your time. Is there anything that you would like to leave our audience with today before we part ways?
Yes, tell them about your app.
Oh, yes. So STEM Media, our platform STEM Media is, as you said, a digital media company providing educational and inspirational content for the STEM community. Now, we are in a beta phase of a streaming platform. So right now we have a Android, iOS, as well as a Roku app that you can download. So just search STEM Media, one word with 1 M, just like that. That's the logo. And you can become a beta member of our platform. We have a lot of our content just over the years, podcasts and videos. And what we're working on, STEMbassy friends, is some courses that will come and enhance you. So if you come to the STEM Success Summit this week, sign up for free. You get an idea of the range and the breadth of content that we like to cover. But yes, definitely download the app or go to STEMmedia.com, become a beta member of the platform. Thank you. Thanks for that alley-oop. Appreciate that.
I'm literally downloading it right now.
Hey.
Listen.
Yes.
That is so exciting.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you. Hey, this is great. This is great. Thank y'all so much. I didn't want to cut you off, but yeah, that's. I mean, if I were to leave you or something, it's just like, again, like, you all are doing this. You are doing it. You're doing what we want to encourage other people to do, and by you doing it, people are going to be inspired to do it. And guess what? You're going to scroll past their page. You can go on their YouTube channel, and literally, you're going to be getting that same inspiration that you put out, right? So let's continue to put out, what the world is waiting for, and what the world is waiting for is for us to be our full selves, bringing our gifts and our talents and our unique combination to solve or to bring that puzzle piece that was missing before we showed up. So continue to do what you do. Continue to do what you do.
Absolutely. And on that note, we want to thank you for your time again, Dr. Nee.
Thank you.
If you all want to hear and see more from Nehemiah, you can check him out on your at Nehemiah Mabry. And is that on Instagram? That's your personal?
Yeah, Instagram and Twitter, at Nehemiah Mabry. Yeah.
And then on Instagram at STEM Media, and then on Twitter you're underscore. You're
underscore STEM Media. We're working on getting that underscore removed. So I might have to call your people. Tell your people to let me know what's up, Raven. We can.
I don't got people, but I'm gonna call somebody. Yes, absolutely follow. And again, this week we were fundraising for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, and you can find more information and how to donate at stjude.org. You can find STEMbassy at stembassy.org, and on socials as at STEMbassy on Twitter and on Instagram, and on Facebook as the STEMbassy. We're trying to get the removed, just like you're trying to get your underscore removed. But yeah, and on patreon.com/STEMbassy. Folks, STEMbassy is now adjourned. You can catch us next week. We have a very special guest. Hank Green will be coming on. If you're not aware, Hank Green is a juggernaut of online science education, and is doing a thing and has been doing a thing. He's very much, I don't want to call him the grandfather of YouTube, but like
he was there from the beginning.
He was there from the beginning. And we're excited to hear from Hank next week. And Hank's been a very big supporter of mine, so I'm happy to have him on the show. And so thanks again, Dr. Nehemiah. And